Hey guys, Mike here from rapidpurple.com. Putting together a little video talking about the new integration with Google and Twitter. So I guess what caused this is I did a search this morning for Friday morning coffee. Really, I was just trying to find some pictures that I wanted to utilize for a couple of clients' Instagram posts and some Instagram pictures and banners. And I noticed as soon as I did the search, so I did it right from my iPhone 6. I did it right from my Google Chrome app. I didn't go to like google.com or anything like that, right? I just used the address bar, typed in my thing, and I was going to go and, normally would pop up a little row of images and you click on view more and you get a bunch of more images and so forth. And right above that row, it popped up the latest tweets about Friday morning coffee, which was cool. And they were ridiculously relevant. I mean, like, tweets from a minute ago. And when I first posted about this on my site months ago, I did say that these were going to be in real time. And they're here, and they are. So that's pretty cool. But in the SEO and the webmaster community and so forth, there is kind of a extremely hate relationship that's going on with this. So I wanted to touch base on that briefly and kind of, I guess, just put out my thoughts on it. So first off, everybody that hates it believes that this is just kind of junk, that it completely dilutes the relevance of the actual content that people may have been searching for and so forth. And they completely hate it. They despise it. They just hate where SERPs have went in the last years. And they're completely against this. Then there are the people that have truly come to utilize Twitter for its SEO and for its marketing purposes. And have successfully driven traffic to their websites in substantial amounts from Twitter and truly see the benefit in this. And the kind of ups and the pluses and the things that they could utilize this for and do with this. So I kind of feel like when I said that, I almost said that in a very biased way towards the group that doesn't hate this. But I guess that's because I'm with that group. So I can understand the side of the people that think that this dilutes the relevance of the search results and that this ruins it, this amongst many other things. However, I can also see how all of these different changes that have happened over the course of the past couple of years, all of the new kind of things that have been introduced to search results on Google and on Bing, have done some amazing and awesome things. So a good example, when you search for like a famous person or a president or somebody with some historical value or some sort of actual relevance behind them, and you run the search on Bing or on Google or so forth, you immediately get a little box on the right-hand side that gives you the information, kind of the most things that most people would like to know about them: their birth date, year of their passing, siblings, marriages, brief bio, so forth. Which is awesome. Think back to when you were in college or elementary school, whenever the last time you had to research one of these things to write a paper, and you typed it in and you got a bunch of different links and you went through them one by one and you found all the different things that you wanted, or you just went to Wikipedia until public schools started telling you can't use Wikipedia as a source. So then you went to Wikipedia, found their sources, clicked that, and used that as a source. But now, kids just go in and they type in the name and Google just gives you everything right there, and Bing gives you everything right there on the right-hand side, and it's great. So with that mindset being in there and understanding and kind of enjoying that benefit to where things are going, I could see a huge benefit to this. So Twitter has ridiculous audience sizes for real-time news. When there's an unfortunate it's Friday. When there's an unfortunate when there is an unfortunate natural disaster, probably should have said that less enthusiastically, you will find a lot more people on Twitter. a much larger audience of people that are, right this minute and right this second searching, talking, discussing, that topic, celebrity things, news being broken, and so forth. I mean, all of these things, it's ridiculous the audience size that Twitter has for it. So if you keep that in mind, and then you keep in mind that this audience on Twitter is there for a couple of minutes and then completely disappears because they're on to the next topic, gone and boom, done. They're not, hanging around searching for the same exact thing all day long. When once it lost its kind of relevance, they're out and they're gone. There's a lot of benefit to kind of it being on Google, because now you don't have to be on Twitter to still, catch that, to jump into that loop, so to speak, to pick up all of these news and all of these things that are going out there, that people are talking about right now in real time. The latest music album that came out, the last music video from their favorite artist, the newest restaurant that opened up in New York that every single person's going to this Friday night and Saturday night, and so forth. How to get reservations to it, the latest politic news, the latest stock that dropped that people were truly following. You can pick up so much, and it's all in real time, and it all happens so quick and so fast that having that extra avenue where you have Google to be able to go in, and you don't necessarily have to be on Twitter searching for it, but while you are going through your general news search and so forth, you can pick that up. There's a lot of value to that. First off, if you're the site that happens to post these news and uses Twitter for this, think about it. You now have, at least on mobile, you are now immediately on the top. You have that for some period of time, for somebody's search, you are going to be the first result because your tweet is going to be there and it's going to be number one. I think that's the cheapest way to get to the number one spot on Google. Shit. Now, true, yes, it's not there for every single post, but if you are active on Twitter, and you're actively posting new content, and you're actively posting relevant things to go with the trending talk of kind of the time, of the moment, of the day, of the minute, you're going to have a lot of number one spots in your search results. I, honest to God, can't think of a quicker, cheaper way that you would get up there than by now being active on Twitter, maintaining content that goes with trends, and being some of the most seen tweets. That's pretty cool. And I mean, really, even if you're not in that first one, first off, on my screen, when I looked at it on my iPhone 6, I saw two tweets right next to each other, kind of both at the same time, so they're both visible for me, and they were on that first position, so it's kind of 2 for 1. But then you can scroll through that, and my little imaginary iPhone, you can scroll through that, and you get more and more and more. So if you're somebody that uses Twitter, if your audience really uses Twitter and so forth, and finds you, and does that search result where you posted something that appears in there, and they scroll through it, even if you're not first, and chances are they'll find you, and you'll be there. So it's pretty cool. Now I definitely kind of just threw this together right before I left the office. So as you can see, there's going to be no editing on this, and I have also randomly stared off into distances here while doing this video. Because it's Friday and we're shooting it in one take, and by we I mean me, and by me I mean me and my iPhone that's recording that. Shout out iPhone. Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Guys, just, look into a little bit of the things that, a little bit of the avenues that this Google and Twitter partnership has actually opened up for you. Don't hate on it just because it's changing. And I feel like I said much of the same thing in the Google, let's stop hating Google video that I did before that, which I guess this kind of continues on almost from. These are good changes. There's a lot of things that this is opening up to you. Yes, there is a hell of a lot more things now on the first, screen of search results. just on my mobile phone before I got to the actual web links. I went through the row of these tweets, I went through a row of these images, then I went through a row of some of the latest news, and then I finally got to the actual web links for the search result that I typed in. So, yeah, I could see where you're coming from. But there's a lot of good stuff in those top, areas. And there's a lot of opportunity for you to be in those top areas. And right now, it's almost easier to be in those top areas than it is to be in the number one position in the actual web links. Think about that. Factor that in. Let me know your thoughts. Post a comment, like the video, subscribe to the channel, do all that fun stuff that everybody tells you to do at the end of every YouTube video. And then, like everybody says, we'll keep making more YouTube videos. So, I might just start cutting parts of people saying that into my videos. Yeah? Okay.